Good morning, and I hope you've been well, and this is part 173 of the Pokemon Rejuvenation V13.5 Let's Play. Set mode, no items, so yeah. So with that being said and done, I guess we'll go on ahead and get started with this. Okay, Alon, once you get into Zeit, there's something you need to do: interact with the terminal and give me rights to enter Zeit as well. I know that's asking for a lot, and it's a privilege given only to the Interceptor, but if we want this to work, I'll need access as well. I can only ask for you to trust me on this one. Sounds like a plan to me. We'll go on ahead and speed this up because we've been through this song and dance before. Thank you. I will say, now returning to Zeit in this state, I really like how the water and the stars kind of look below. It kind of reminds me of Genobi Pass when you go onto the island area, go through that one gate section area, whatever you want to call it, and then you enter that water area where you go to Valor Mountain, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure they did this within V13.5. It wasn't a thing during V13 and of course the older versions, but it is a cool little I guess water thing with the stars and all, like I said before. But yeah, okay, enough of me talking about the pretty water. Alon, something strange has happened here. By the time you and Crescent left this realm, it changed. Is this because Adrest is no more? No. Zeit reflects the mind of the Interceptor. Has something changed within you? Something weird happened. You had some sort of vision. One that you had experienced with Malia. Well, I can't say I understand what all of that means, but something inside of you has I cannot read today. I was about to say something inside of you has changed. Sorry. But something inside you has caused Zeit to change drastically. Be as it may, what did you return here for? You want me to give... I can't read. You want to give Zeit privileges to Malia. You do know this means... Man. I'm sorry, I'm recording this really early in the morning. I know I fumble my words a lot, but today's gonna be a really interesting mess, isn't it? You do know that means she'll be able to enter Zeit and do as she pleases. I trust the girl, but this isn't my decision to make. In fact, it's something only you can decide. Use the terminal here. Please be certain about this, Alon. Before I give my answer, I do want to look around because it's certainly been a while since I've been within this space here. And again, it's just amazing what this chapter has to offer. I had a comment from a viewer that's been around for a while, and as always, it's always good to hear from you and many other commenters that I hear from once in a full moon. But V14 is something that, you know, I brought up multiple times, that it really makes me interested in, you know, how I cannot read today or speak today, how V13.5 plays out here. It's amazing with everything that it does, but it really makes me curious on how wacky Jane is going to go with V14 with the Renegade route and the Paragon route. I really feel it's going to be a chapter that just goes absolutely ballistic, and a lot of choices that happen within that version are definitely going to matter a lot with certain individuals, events, and yada yada. I don't know, I could be right, I could be wrong, but I really feel that it's going to be a very insane chapter. But going more into V13.5, it's amazing hearing from them and others that this chapter seems to be one that a lot of people enjoy and very much love for all sorts of reasons. I'll go off of what they were saying before, that, and it's something that I've talked about as well, that V13.5 is a chapter that just adds so much to the game. It answers so many questions, but it also adds a lot of questions as well. the lore, the mystery, the everything with this chapter, the character development that we get along the way, it's phenomenal. There's a lot of amazing battles, the legends that you can capture, and yeah, it's just there's so much to love with this chapter, and especially even like the side quests and all of that. There's a lot of lore heavy side quests too within this chapter, so a lot of love to Jane, Zumi, and all the developers that make this game a reality. It's something that, you know, I just wish other fan-made games can go above and beyond, but again, I also go back to, let's go back to me. I'll use myself as an example. I would love to do a fan-made game. I would love to make a really good story and just learn all the things with creating this, but the biggest problem is time. I'm just too busy, you know? Like, a lot of the time, like, I record these, like, more late in the night after, you know, work and just doing life and whatnot. I don't know how Jane does it, man. You know, I would safely assume that he and many other developers and friends that work on the project have lives, jobs, maybe relationships, maybe married, kids, who knows what they got going on. And it's not my business to know any of that, but just safely assuming many of them probably have something of the sort of that kind of nature going on within their life. I worded that weird, but you get the point. They have a lot going on, but they still manage to make this work. It's phenomenal. And going back to, I wish I can find more fan-made games similar to this. I think that's also what makes Rejuvenation special, is that it's just a one of a kind. There really isn't going to be another one like Rejuvenation. And while it'd be cool to see other people follow in that footstep, I think it's fine as well that some don't. It really takes a lot of work to make something like this happen. I mean, go through all the versions, all the updates, all the changes. Jane doesn't have to do it, but he goes that extra mile to make it beautiful, to polish it out, to make the story do its thing, the characters do its thing, and he and his team just go wild. It's incredible. It truly is incredible. And I know I'm wording this weird, but I'll leave it at that. Welcome to the terminal. What is it that you wish to do? Grant Malia access. You wish to grant Malia Theolia access to Zeit. Now, that is something that is interesting that I feel some players might overlook. And do I do a spoiler rant? Well, you know, it's not really a spoiler rant because we've already talked about the whole Malia thing, and even Malia brought it up when Aaron brought up her actual, you know, sister Maria. So yeah, but anyways, I guess I'll do like a rant here. I almost dropped my pen. Sorry. It shouldn't be spoilers. I mean, if it does, I'll cut in real quick. So yeah. Okay, so how do I want to do this? We see Malia at a scene with Aaron and all the others, and Malia's like, I get what you're saying, Aaron. I'm not Maria. I'm me. And I think Malia is correct on that. And this is something that I think I've done a rant about before. That it's similar to Alita. That, again, when she had her moment cleaning the slate, saying, you know, like, I'm not gonna be like Vivian. I'm not gonna be like Talia. I'm me, right? I'm gonna do ways that I worded that weird. I'm gonna do things my own way is what I'm trying to say. And I think her name's Kaya, however you pronounce it, cleaned the slate, and Alita is her own person, and that's that. I feel it's very similar to Malia. I won't go on a long tangent about this theory because I've said it multiple times already. I go back to the whole sacrifice thing with Maria at the prologue. I think something happened and this the thing got interrupted and the two girls split. And I think that's why Malia is Malia and Maria or Marionette is, you know, Maria slash Marionette. But go into this now, saying Malia Theolia. It's interesting because again, like Malia is like, yeah, you're my sister and all that, but like I'm not Maria, right? This, I feel like it kind of ties into that once upon a time she was Maria, even though she says she isn't, which again, she is, but she also isn't at the same time. Like I'm accepting she's her own person, but she had to come from somewhere, you know? Now, to be fair, there is major spoilers that I can say, but I will leave it at that for now. Yeah, I think I'll leave that alone. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm wording my words weird and I'm not getting this right, and I apologize for that, but I don't know. It's just something that's interesting, confirming the last name, right? Malia Theolia. So I think it shows that okay, I'm back. Sorry for the pause there. I died coughing, so yeah, I wanted to pause because that would have been loud if I picked it up on here. But back to this though, to wrap it up. It's just it's interesting that it confirms it. Malia Theolia. She is a Theolia by the terminal, by the obelisk, by, you know, the core, the supercomputers, all that kind of stuff. The system, whatever you want to call it. Because again, Zeit is something that is connected down within the core itself. So the database shows Malia Theolia. She is in fact a Theolia. And that begs the question of the whole Maria slash Marionette thing that Aaron brought up a little while back on, I don't remember the episode title, but quite a few episodes ago is what I'm going to say. So yeah, we'll leave it at that though, because why not? Okay, writing this down. And let's get it going with this. You wish to grant Malia Theolia access to Zeit. Warning, outside users may roam and manipulate Zeit without consequences. Do you still wish to grant permission? Granting. Malia Theolia has been given access to Zeit. Now, I don't know if there is significance to the name being spelled weird. I guess I can make a note of it, because it is kind of odd though. Because like Theolia would be spelled right, like Theolia, you know, but me K-A number N-A. I feel like there is significance to that. And again, it might go to the one idea because of the weird like split thing, that it's kind of spelling it wrong here. Like again, if the idea that she was once Maria, and my idea that the sacrifice happened, it got interrupted, the two girls split, and that's why it's kind of doing that. Maybe not, I don't really know, but I would just leave it as is. Malia Theolia has been given access to Zeit. Hey, welcome to the party. Zeit. It looks just like Malia. Nancy, it's good to see you after so long. Thank you for keeping your promise. Now, it is interesting, I don't want to glance over that, how she said like it looks like, and then it just kind of cuts from there. I don't know if she was gonna say, you know, something that she had a vision of that she's not really saying to the group. Who knows, maybe she's simply thinking it looks like Valor Mountain with the whole like water thing and whatnot. I'm gonna safely assume it's something more, but it's just being glanced over is all. Oh, it's nothing. Honestly, I haven't been the one protecting Alon. Alon is the one who's been protecting me. All of us even. So it would seem. But Malia, I have to ask, why did you want permission to enter Zeit? I know it's suspicious of me to ask you to do something like this, but it isn't without good reason. It's about what Alon and I experienced together. Goodness. But that doesn't explain why we're here all of a sudden. Not that we moved at all, but there's nothing within our database that can explain this phenomenon. This is completely and utterly unprecedented. Even so, this is an opportunity for all of us. Nancy, since you're an administrator now, could you tell us what the processing speed in relation to our time is? If I remember correctly, time flows differently here than it does in the real world. Certainly, I believe 1 month here equates to 1 minute in the real world. That sounds about right. And as for Zeit itself, it has the power of components now, doesn't it? That's correct. Perfect. Okay, that's all the things I wanted to check at the moment. Alon and I should head back now. We should rest for a while. Let's go home, Alon. Wait. Alon, remember what Adra said right before he disappeared. I've unlocked and hidden something within Zeit, a place where they can't find it. I don't know who at rest was referring to as they, but I think I found it. Oh? It took some rummaging around, but it's a group of encrypted data. No matter what I try, even with my administrative properties, I can't decrypt it. I'm considering the possibility that it isn't possible to decrypt it in Zeit. Maybe we can do it. Try a little harder. Maybe we can do it. Maybe that's possible, but even Nancy's having trouble with it. I'm not sure what else we can do. Well, the reason why I bring up the possibility of it being impossible to decrypt here is Adra said he left the keys to all of you. I believe all of you refers to Alon and the rest of their group, but I don't have anything like that. Perhaps we just need a little more time. Please, you all have been through so much. I will take care of things here. We will. Thank you. We'll be back tomorrow to check in on things. Let's go on home, Alon. Sounds like a plan. December 6th, a light of determination. Good morning, Alon. Were you able to get any sleep last night? Slept like a baby? Not much. Same here. I kept tossing and turning. The images keep flashing in and out of my mind, back and forth, back and forth. I can't get it to stop. And when it does, I just keep thinking about everything we experienced. And then the whiplash of suddenly waking up here in Sashila once again. Now, I guess I should check. I don't think if you say like slept like a baby or like not much for the sleeping thing, I don't think it adds or subtracts points. I think it's both neutral. But let me take a peek just in case, cause again, I'm trying to get like max points with pretty much everybody that I can. Let's see, Karma Files, main story. No, it's neutral either way. Okay. Alon, there's something we need to discuss, but we have to make absolutely sure no one overhears us. That's the main purpose I wanted you to give me Zeit privileges. In there, no one can hear us, no distractions, nothing. We should go right away. Oh. Hey, we need to talk to you two about what happened. What seems to be the problem? We're concerned because both of you passed out so suddenly. This happened to Alon right after they received Adrest gift. Although Alon doesn't have contact with the archetype, we're concerned that Alon may have developed Genesis syndrome. No, that's not this is all just a big misunderstanding. Besides, what are the odds that we both pass out at the same time? That's what makes this very odd. Listen, we just want to make sure Alon is healthy, that's all. But we'd have to go all the way down to the third layer to test that. No need. Genesis syndrome affects the cells in the body. If we can get a saliva sample, we'll... Man, I can't read or pronounce words right. I said we'll, didn't I? We'll be able to test it for it right in our labs. So yeah, this should only take a few hours to process. Here. Alon got the sample bottle. Just swab around and then place it back in the bottle. Thanks for your cooperation. You're free to go. The results should be done in a few hours. Thank you. Man, I wouldn't worry about all of that. You definitely don't have Genesis syndrome. They just don't understand what's going on with us. And perhaps it's better off that way. Never mind. Let's go to Zeit right away. Sounds like a plan. Malia, Alon, Zeit has changed yet again. Zeit changed? What changed about it? Allow me to show you. Crescent's image is stuck inside of the wireframe, but why? But that's not all. There's more. Hey look, it's our friends. The gang's all here. Rest in peace, Kata, though. He was within the old Zeit. Maybe he's around here somewhere. Almost everyone is represented here. I think the only one not represented at all is Canon. They suddenly appeared here as if it is fate. Now, it is kind of unfortunate that Canon isn't a part of this, you know, but I guess with him being like a servant and whatnot, I guess I get it from that perspective, but it would be cool if Canon's here. I mean, Canon's one of the boys, you know, he's a good friend. You know, he's learning about himself and, you know, being a big team player, but it is what it is. When Adra said he'd leave the keys with you, I believe this is what he meant. He left a group of encrypted files and left each one of us with a key. Now, that's something that's really cool, because... Yeah, slight spoiler. Well, technically it's heavy spoilers, but it shouldn't be a lengthy rant. If you don't want to listen, that's fine. Go to the comment section below, timestamp there. So, yeah. Okay, one final time, we are going to get into heavy spoilers. If you do not want to listen, that's fine. Go to the comment section below, timestamp there. You have been warned. Yeah, okay. So, the keys. I believe I did a spoiler rant on the last episode, somewhat touching on that, with Adrest in his final moments being like, I'm not gonna let it go their way, I'm gonna do something that they can't get to. And this is his way of doing that, which is giving all the characters the key to finding out what really is going down and going on with all of this. Now, of course, many are like, well, duh, that's obvious, but hold on a moment, there's more to this, I promise. So, what makes this really interesting is the game itself, Rejuvenation, the story that Viraya has started and made and has done multiple versions. I think it's cool that within Zeit, the supercomputer, all this and that is like, hey, you know, we can find this, do that. Oh wait, what? Adra, stop, don't do. Oh, he did it. All the characters are kind of outside of Zeit. Yes, the system, the core, all of it's predetermined and there is a level of control on everybody, right? But I believe that potentially Zeit itself may not be able to reach out and, you know, mess up the story and do these kind of things because the keys are within each individual, and each one outside of Zeit here unlocks the keys progressing the story. I think that's a really, really cool thing, and I just thought I'd put it out there for some players that may not quite understand that. Now, I could be wrong. I definitely could be. But if I had to guess, I think Adrest did all of that, so Zeit itself could be like, oh, if I mess this and that, then it messes up the storyline, and fine, whatever, let it play out, let it do its thing, and we'll see what happens. But to be fair though, Varaya always has seemed to be a woman that is always one step ahead. And, you know, maybe she intended for this to happen. And she's like, oh no, it happened, oh, you fell for it. Sorry, Adres, I wanted this to happen. Boohoo, game over, get better. I'm better at chess than all of you, so... yeah, sorry. I wanted this, and you know what I mean. I don't really know, I'm not certain. Or maybe it's a thing like it wasn't intended, but she's like, ah, whatever. We'll just adapt. It's fine, we're good. I'm chilling. I'm still in my metamorphical world, drinking my metamorphical tea, and I'm just somewhere, you know what I mean? Just floating around, causing stuff to happen with Malia, Lon, and all sorts of characters, you know what I mean? I'm just doing my own thing in some sort of world or existence or whatever you want to call or word it, so... because again, we don't really know exactly where Varaya is per se, but we definitely have seen her a few times within the game. But yeah, I don't know, I feel like I could be like wording this better, and I feel like I'm kind of right but also kind of wrong at the same time, but I think that's what it's going at, with Adra saying like, I'm gonna lay these keys, find out the story, they can't reach you, and it's because it's outside of Zeit, it's within all the friends. And again, if the system did something to retrieve them, it would cause some issues, I feel like, with the story and the characters, and it's like, fine, you can have that 1W address, but it's still gonna play it how I want it to. I don't know. I'll leave it at that though. Okay, we're out of spoiler territory, and yeah. How are we supposed to use them? Currently unknown. Usually wireframes can be interacted with and memories can be seen within them, but these are different. They don't contain memories in the way their predecessors did. Remember that... I feel like I read that weird. Remember that thing I needed to talk to you about. Alon, listen to me carefully. This is what we're going to do. Sorry, Malia, I didn't catch that. What'd you say? Oh, well, I guess we're never gonna know. I'm pretty sure we find out later, but... yeah, I'm just making a joke. December 7th, a light of friendship. Psst, Alon, you awake? Hey, good morning. I hear your test results are in, and they seem to be just fine, thankfully. But you should still go see Erin about it. By this time, Nancy should have already sent her the data file under the guise of address. I don't know how we're supposed to use our keys, but this may be a good start. Anyway, I'm gonna head out for now. We'll meet back up at Zeit again later. Sounds like a plan. Okay, real quick. Wait, I'm dumb. Right, there we go. You know, yeah, let's change the team a little. Because I know I've said this so many times, I've gotten comments about it before, like, you use the same stuff and whatnot, and I thought about it and I was like, you know, you're right, let's do something different. Okay, so, I know I mainly use these ones for crescents, so... put you back there. Okay, what do I want that's different? You know, honestly, I haven't used this guy in a while, so let's bring back Zeke. I like him for his high offense. I just wish he had a better moveset. Might need to go back to like the move relearner or something. What do you have? Yeah, why not? Let's bring you aboard. Okay, so we have a major fighting weakness. Wouldn't mind a steel type for fairies. I know I see Skarmory, but... No, I definitely want you. Because why not? Interesting moveset. Let me look around a little more. Yeah, why not? You're a little fun. Because that'll definitely help with my fighting weakness. Ground types can be a little spooky, so... What do I want? What do you have again? Yeah, why not? Bring an Aerodactyl. I guess like rock types could be a little spooky, but we got these guys. They could take hits pretty well. I'm thinking a really solid steel type. No, you're just a little frail for me. Why do you have 2 Brave Birds? That's a great question. Do I have any other, like, steel types? You know, I haven't really used Metagross. Add a pseudo to the team. Yeah, why not? Okay, new team, different. I like it. It's kind of a pretty wacky team, but again, something new, something different. Alright, let me look around. And I know where Aaron is. I'm just making sure there isn't any characters that I'm missing out on saying hello to. Oh, right. I guess before I start, I'm pretty sure I do. We'll give you that. And let's give you all some citrus berries. Nice. You know, I remember using Mega Aerodactyl within UU, like Gen 6 UU. It was definitely a really fun mon, really solid. I've been noticing some powerful readings around the region lately. Are you interested? Oh, let me wait for that another time. That's a side quest that I don't want to get started with right now. Okay. Hey, Aaron. Oh, hey, Alon. Good news. Your test results came in and you're in the clear. That's a worry off of our minds, but it's still weird that you two just went and fainted like that. Well, anyway, I wanted to talk to you about something I received today. I was looking through the computer's database this morning and noticed a whole conglomerate of encrypted files. I asked everyone about it, but they don't seem to know anything about it. You're my last hope. Do you know anything? Darn, that's unfortunate. Nothing I seem to do will open them. Really frustrating. Well, that aside, I wanted to invite you to a day out in the city with me and a few others. Things have been really tense ever since our meeting about Team Zen. I want a chance to make everyone feel a bit more comfortable. Yeah? Should be fun. Good to hear. Now, well, what about the friendship points? Okay, it's neutral. Good to hear. Now I have a few things I need to finish up, so talk to me whenever you are ready. Honestly, I think I'm good. I don't think there's really anything else around here. Let me guess, you ready for our day of fun? Let's go. Alright, well, we're gonna go meet up at Mika's cafe. Sorry. Was it cafe or coffee? I missed what it said, sorry. Let's have some fun for once. Alright. Oh, that went by really quickly, sorry. Hey, looks like Alon made it. Yay, Alon's here, which means the fun really begins. We're already ordered you a drink and some snacks. Have a seat. Sit next to... Now, this comes down to who you want to sit next to. And I think one or the other gives you points. Nothing gets subtracted from what I can see. Let me see, sit next to Alita, +2, sit next to Ren, +2. So yeah, it's not like if you sit next to her or vice versa, you lose points with one or the other. So again, it just comes down to preference. Yeah, Alita. Sorry, Ren. Ren's a cool character, don't get me wrong. I think I brought it before. When I finish V13.5, I really want to, because like I think there's like a tier list maker for the Rejuvenation characters. I would love to do a video just doing one of those. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Maybe not, I don't really know, but it's something that I wanted to do for a while. But I at least wanted to finish this version with all the new additions that Jane has added, so I can get, you know, a good feel on everybody and the changes and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, while I love Ren, he's a great character, a good friend, I would definitely say I like Alita more than Ren. Nothing against Ren though. Okay. Good choice, Alon. You really know a good seed when you see one. Sorry, Alon, only lame kids sit on that side of the table. Aw, you're just jealous because Alon didn't sit next to you. More space for me anyway. It's no big deal. You guys are so silly. I did not expect the placement of Alon's butt to be the discussion's topic. It's a highly talked about subject. Haven't you read Grand Dream City Digest? They talk about Alon's rear end Grand Dream City's Digest. I was reading the most recent issue and I haven't come across anything like that. Pay them no mind canon. They're idiots. Idiots. Got it. So how's everyone doing? I know we've been through a lot lately. Right, so this is definitely going to be a segment that has a lot of reading. Oh, I can't go back. Okay, we'll just go from the bottom to the top. Well, my closest sister was diagnosed with Genesis syndrome, so that wasn't very nice to hear. Aaron. But besides that, I guess I've been doing okay. I've been looking through all the books about the disease we retrieved from the third layer, and I've been trying my hardest to organize our attack in a way that is orderly and foolproof. Rune's data has been a phenomenal amount of help. Not only was I supplied a map of the base, but I've been given framework of spots they have set up, sentries and such. Ren's been doing tours of the base under Anastasia's permission, and it looks like everything is still accurate too. I'm not allowed outside of the lounge, so it's been a lot of work. But I'm going to use my position as an advantage for you guys. That's neat and all, but we're asking how you are doing, not what you've been doing. Yeah, well, I'm bad at talking about myself. I thought that was apparent. I'm doing fine, feeling fine, and I'm very booked and busy. Fair enough. I've been doing. Same. Me too. Getting diagnosed with Genesis syndrome has been revealing, I guess. But I've been feeling fine and no different than before, and I only ever feel exhausted when I use the archetype's power. I know it's a touchy subject, but I really have been doing alright physically. What about mentally? How are you doing? Well, I've been through some stuff recently, and that definitely did shake my foundation a bit, but in turn, I think my motivation has never been stronger. Meetings like this even reassure me that I want to have more good times with you guys like this. More times with you guys like this. Or did I read that right the first time? I don't really know, sorry, if I did or didn't. Indeed, I am enjoying myself a lot because of the company of my friends. Venom. Me? Guess I've been doing okay. A lot better the last month, that's for sure. How does one deal with turning to stone? I don't know. It's okay, Venom. You can take your time. I wonder about that sometimes. I could take my time, but what would have been the difference if I matured just a bit faster? You know, I guess it's something like a lot of people kind of like go through in a sense. Maybe not like maturing is the thing, but maybe just getting better at, I don't know, like a job, an art, working out. It could be a multitude of things. And I kind of go back to, how do I want to word it? You know, yeah, let's go in this direction. I go back to Bob Ross's famous words that whenever you're, painting, you don't want to rush it or anything like that. Speed comes with time. So continue to practice, work on yourself, and you will improve. The speed will come, the maturity will arrive, the strength will, go to you or whatever. I'm wording this weird, but with whatever you're getting into, practice really does make all the difference, and doing makes all the difference. It's not going to be a thing that you get it 100% on the dot first day. And again, I don't believe you'll ever get to a point of perfection, but you will definitely mature and improve and evolve over time. It just takes time, practice, and the care to want it. I know we already delved into that subject, but it's still eating at my mind a bit. That's apparent, but life is about making mistakes and learning from them. Every single person in this cafe has done a whole slew of mistakes, and they have a bunch of regrets. Of course, comparing pain and trauma is irresponsible, but it's still worth noting that these experiences shape you who you are. You'll stunt your growth even more if you hyperfix on all the things you've done wrong. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's just intrusive thoughts, probably. Hey Aaron, have you ever thought about becoming a therapist? I've thought about becoming a librarian, and that's pretty therapeutic. For me. What about the others, though? Let's see. Oh, right, sorry. Ren. I've been tinkering with this stupid robot body for the past few days. Being possessed by that ghost down in the second layer felt so wrong. Nastasia has been helping me with making a firewall so something like that cannot happen again. But if I'm being honest with you guys, I'm so tired of this body. It has its uses, but my senses are so dull. I can eat, but the food tastes washed out. I feel my hands, but even that feels wrong. Sometimes I wish I wasn't always on call so that I could just be a normal human again. Perhaps you should take a break for a while and just return to your original body. I could, but being at Team's NHQ is so... I'm not allowed outside of their little pub area. Madam X doesn't trust me, and she shouldn't. But can a guy take a walk somewhere? Well, that's what happens when you join a terrorist organization, even if you were tricked into doing so. Blah. Poor Ren. Alright Alita, what's going on with you? As for me, I've been meditating a lot more lately. There were some tricks the eldest taught me right before I went on this journey, and I never put them into good practice. And I put them into good practice. I don't think she said I didn't. Or, I said something wrong, sorry. But besides that, I've been doing my regular day-to-day training. I can't read today. I have to be the best if I'm going to become a proper sensei one day, not to disrupt that, but isn't Texan technically the sensei right now? Yeah, he is, but, I actually heard he's not doing too well right now, because of the whole thing with Riza. Right. That's a sad topic, so I'm going to have to cut the conversation there. Canon. I've been working on myself lately. I told Alexandra that I will be taking an extended break from being her servant. She looked quite happy when I said this, and truthfully, I was a little hurt. Canon, my dude, she's happy because you're finally doing something good for yourself. You think so? Even after everything we've been through, you still don't get it. Affirmative. You know, it's kind of funny when I think about all of this. Even when I was Nimra's servant, she still treated me the same way back then. She always hated that I acted the way I did, and I never understood until now. She saw me as her own son, I think, and I feel so stupid for not realizing it then. What moments could we have shared if I realized she cared about me more than I thought? Well, you're making up for it right now. We're here for you, Canon. I think that's pretty much it for everyone. All done here. So Alon, we've heard everyone else speak. How about you? How are you doing? Barely hanging in there, a little tired. I'm okay. I'm doing just fine. We'll keep the mood high. I'm doing just fine. That's a relief to hear. It really is. I know we've all been through it recently, but you've been hit the hardest, I feel. Definitely, and we're grateful for the work you've put in. Work will definitely repay you for some day. Right, well, now that we had a nice and relaxing time, it's time to get down to business. Excuse me there. What? Business? I thought this was supposed to be a relaxing and fun time. You know me, I never not have a hidden agenda or plan waiting to be revealed, but actually, this was Alon and Emily's idea in the first place. I can only assume that Crescent confronted Alon about their predicament, and Zeit. Only Alon knows what exactly happened in there, but recently, Crescent has been a bit low on energy. So I invited her to join us today. You did? Is there a problem? For obvious reasons, I don't particularly like the girl. We need her on our side, Ren. Crescent is extremely powerful. If she joins our cause, our chances of seeing the new year grows exponentially. Let me preface this by saying I understand and you are right, but I still very much hate this. Well, sorry to say, Ren, but you're an integral part of this operation. You're messing with me. I assume Aaron is using this as a potential way to close up any rifts within our group within her. I'm not stupid canon, I know exactly what Aaron meant, but this sucks. Be as it may, she's going to arrive here in a little bit. Alon, like we discussed, you'll wait for her here alone and then bring her over to the Somnium Mall. Your job is to just show her around, become friendly with her. Ren, you're going to have I cannot read today. Ren, we're going to have you, Alon, and Crescent attend dinner at the Red Diamond restaurant at the night market. I made reservations for you three. I was set up. That's all this was. You guys are no better than Crescent. Let's trick Ren into everything. It wasn't a trick. I said we're having a timeout today with friends, and we need to disperse before our final friend arrives. Every single one of you will rue the day. Poor Ren. I get it, but I also, you know, it's a tricky thing because, well, you know what? Let me save this conversation when I get into the actual restaurant scene. Yeah, I'll save it till then. So it seems I was set up. Perhaps I deserve this one. I will overlook it then. How are you? You look nice today. Are you okay? I don't think any of these add or subtract the points. I think it's all neutral. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the pause there. How are you? You look nice today. Are you okay? Right. Did I check the points? Okay, every single one of these is neutral then. I guess we'll be kind. You look nice today. Thank you. I'm not trying to make this awkward, I just don't have much to say. I haven't had a casual conversation in quite some time, so how's your day? I see, well, I haven't done anything for the past couple of days, and that disturbs me. I haven't had motivation to do anything. Everything I worked for was shot down. I was wondering lately if I even have a reason to live anymore. But the last thing my friends told me, I have to move on and live for myself. Thinking on that, is that not unreasonable? To move on, I mean, how can I move on when the person I love is still here with me, sitting right across the table? They have the same face, the same voice, but yet the mannerisms, the movements, the behavior, it's all wrong. Truly a doppelganger of the fallen. How is this any fair for me? It's not fair, I'm sorry. It's not fair. I'm pretty sure that's the one that gets you the point, as you saw there. The other one is neutral. At least you agree, not that I was asking you to. It's just complicated. It's not like it was your fault you're in that body. I can't be mad at you for that. No, the unending vial of hatred and rage I've had for this world is gone, but in its stead I have found a vat of nothingness which I cannot comprehend. a feeling of emptiness that I know all too well, yet cannot be more foreign. Right, well, I assume this isn't the only destination we have for today. I bet there's a whole plan to pull me around, yes? Let's get on with it. Ah yes, the Somnium Mall. I've never been. Very well, then, let us proceed. Let me save right here. And then we're gonna stop here because there's a lot of reading. So we'll keep it simple because the last few were over an hour, so yeah. But it's something that's interesting, you know, with Crescent's character. It's kind of like, you know, sad to see her in that kind of state, to be like, is there even a point to live anymore? I did all of this for, you know, this ending here, to find out that you're not the actual Alon. And yeah, it's just gotta be rough on her. But again, I feel like that scene with all the friends from the past, you know, appearing before her within Zeit, I feel like that's what's keeping her going. And to at least keep that spark alive, that you can move on, you can make new friends, and you can have a good life. I know you want us all there, but unfortunately that's just not what life had for us. But that doesn't mean that you can't still have a good life. It's not easy to move on from a traumatic situation like that and all the other stuff that she's gone through, but yeah. We'll leave it at that. I love you guys, take care of yourselves out there, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Good morning.